Yeah, hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop.
Every player on the ice has a 10-minute misconduct, among other penalties.
I have never.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 10 Minute Misconduct. Really quick before we get started, due to unforeseen circumstances, we are unfortunately going to have to reschedule with Mr. Larock. We will, and I'm super sorry we didn't know until just a couple of minutes ago. So just bear with us and please accept our heartfelt apology. Sometimes things just happen, but we will do our best to deliver the promise that we made. So for tonight, my most favorite co-host, Karen, geez, Sam and Aaron. This whole night is just not going great.
We might be a little off kilter tonight.
Yeah, it threw us off just a little bit. We're just gonna hang out. If you guys in the comments want to hang with us, ask us questions, we've got some updates on the league. We have some stuff to discuss about trades and some other cool things. So I hope you guys will stick around and give us a chance, even though we don't have our NHL guest tonight. Hopefully in the future he'll be here. So, Sam, you want to get us started?
All right. We'll go with the standings. Bingo, a little while ago, had obviously secured their spot for playoffs. No other team has done it yet. There's quite a few close teams. Unfortunately, some may hate it, others may enjoy it, but Biloxi has officially been eliminated. So they're going to pick the playoff party spot that they're going to watch from.
That's tough. My heart to the Biloxi fans. 'Cause I know it's not been an easy season. Not keeping my opinion to myself. I think Penner is the main problem down there, and if they could get him out of there, I think Biloxi would thrive. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think?
I think the tale as old as time is in the Fed, how certain things have gone and certain families have ran things, and the lack of success that has come with that. There's been things said by other players who have left working for Pens have not had great things to say. I'm not an employee there. I don't know exactly what's going on, but proof's in the pudding.
And he's been on a few different teams, and I mean, you kind of look at the progress that was or wasn't made during that time period, it's not looking too well as a whole for
Yeah.
history repeating itself, sort of speaking. So,
Yeah, I see David asked in the chat, is Biloxi in trouble? To give you the most honest answer, none of us are in there and behind the scenes. Of course, we all hear rumors. I don't know. I know last year there was some financial trouble, and a guy named Chris came in and kind of straightened things out, kind of bailed him out. Scott Brand came down during the off season, and he's kind of a fixer. He's been a really great guy throughout the league, and wherever he is, there is success with that team. So, there's been a lot of controversy down there, and I think almost all of it has come out of like the main office. It hasn't really so much been with the players. The fans are there, they show up. So, if they're in trouble, I think it is based off of choices when it comes to ownership or management, or maybe even on the coach level. So we're hoping for the best. We would love to see Biloxi stay in the league. Honestly, the more teams, the better. In my opinion, it just makes competition more fun. And I don't know, TBD, I guess, on that one.
and I'll also like to kind of throw in there too, like there's 14 teams in the league, and it's taken quite a while. And initially, it was only 6, so it's like this is quite a few teams. And you have Minnesota coming in next season. I'm super excited for it. I love their colors, their logo.
Me too.
I mean,
Oh, it's so beautiful.
it really is.
Did you guys see they named their mascot too?
Yes. It's Twig,
Twig.
right? Twig.
Yeah. It's such a great name. I think there was a bunch of really cool names. It's not the name I expected.
No.
But I love a name with some meaning behind it.
I know maybe I'm a little biased, but seeing the Northern Lights, I have a huge tattoo on my arm of the Northern Lights. It's like my biggest dream to see them in person. And so, like I said, maybe I'm just a little bit biased, but, you know, I just think they're gonna, I think they're gonna do good up there. And their social media game seems to be pretty strong. So whoever's running that, they're doing a great job.
I have a pretty good travel game too, all the way up there.
Yeah, can we talk about that? I haven't looked up, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think their closest
Let me Google.
opponent, I really want to say, is the Scarecrows. I could be wrong, but I thought it was going to be the Prowlers, but I don't think it is. I think somebody did the mileage math and figured it out, but that is one reason I would not want to be on that team, is just the amount of travel that they're going to have to do for their away games is extensive.
Oh yeah. I mean, at some point, it's gonna suck for some of those teams that got to travel there.
That too.
If they've already got that well of ownership and everything else, to me, believes there's already money there.
I'm hoping, since there is going to be money there, or the thought of at least, I hope they get those boys a sleeper bus, because with that kind of travel.
Oh, I hope so too.
Yeah.
Or even maybe looking at doing some cheaper charter flights.
Oh, yeah. We talked about this, and I can't remember if it was on another episode, but didn't we talk about or maybe actually it might have been with Joe Pace. Okay, it was with Joe Pace where we discussed maybe doing, was it train?
Going by trains.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I mean, that could be another option. I don't know how the train travel would be around kind of that far. Or for me at this point, I'm also looking at the current teams and how the schedule is going to work for them to go that far.
Yeah. And with
It's
their
gonna be a
location
lot.
too, I wonder, I mean, I know the weather up there has got to be pretty brutal in the winter. So I wonder if ice and snow could also affect the travel if they were to rely on that kind of transportation too.
We have teams that are struggling to travel within their state. We have teams that struggle to get to the local gas station. I think we need to be a little bit more careful. Geologically, it doesn't sound smart, but I also have what we're going to identify as geological dysmorphia. And I distances and geography are not my strong suit. However, how much sense does it really make? I'm glad they're coming. I think they're going to be an amazing team. I'm excited to see what they do. But
Hmm.
how much sense are we making? Where's the logic? What are we doing?
My only thought is maybe if they're going to continue to expand to the west, um, there might be a room for maybe a third division if we get some more like central or western teams.
Well, there's
It-
talk about a Dakota team too. Sorry, Sam.
no, no, no.
There's talk about a Dakota team. Can't remember if it's North Dakota, South Dakota, whatever. But that might make sense if they're together. But I think I saw Gary make a comment recently. Somebody with actual knowledge made a comment on a post somewhere recently where they talked about that the Dakota team was supposed to possibly be in for next season, but has been denied again due to probably travel. Again, we're the Fed. We can't get to the gas station. How are we going to get 5 states, 6, 10 states over?
See,
Yeah.
and that brings up a couple other questions, I guess. Is number one, kind of like Eric had mentioned, I hope next season will be the last expansion draft. That kind of puts things into a slight perspective. Are we expanding too quick? Because then also Motor City, are they still kind of a hibernation period? What's going on with Delaware?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
have a little info on Delaware, not a lot, but I did talk to somebody that sits on, I don't know what to call it. I want to call it a board, but he's like part of the project team, I guess, that is working on the new arena and getting things back together. And they are hoping to maybe break ground on a new arena. I want to say it was in Dover. And so we're still maybe thinking like 27, 28 season for that because it just takes a really long time. And I know the mayor has kind of been on board and then not on board. And that's kind of the only thing I've heard so far.
You know what I've heard?
Ooh, what?
That just like with Biloxi, maybe there'd be less problems if certain family members weren't involved.
Yeah, now that you say that, I do think a Penn senior was involved with Delaware and a Penn's junior was involved in Biloxi. But speaking of Biloxi, I see one of our favorite people. Hey, Ricky. You brought up a good point. Who had the best specialty jerseys this year? I don't know if I'll say it was Biloxi, but I will say the country jerseys that Biloxi had this past weekend, they were awesome. If that was my team, I
They
totally would have bid on
were.
one. I loved them.
Those were really awesome. Ricky, sorry to crush your dreams. I don't think they were the best specialty jerseys this season, but I definitely think they're top five. They were really awesome. Shout out to whoever did those. They were fan
Mhm.
freaking tastic.
What do
so
you think, Sam?
it really had the country theme. To me, it was a little bit more farmer, but then some people do kind of tie farmer into country, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, gosh, it's tough. There's a lot. There's a lot of teams. Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll
I
I'll
will
get
have
back
to
to
try to
that
go
one.
pull some pictures and maybe we
Mm-hmm.
can vote. You guys, if you want us to do something like that, throw us like a thumbs up or something in the chat. Honorable mention though, Columbus absolutely kicks ass at their ugly Christmas sweaters every year. Since I've been a fan anyway, have there hasn't been one that I haven't liked, and maybe I just love Christmas. I don't know, but I'm a huge fan of the Christmas sweaters out of Columbus. So, and they did one a couple years ago for St. Patty's that was spectacular. So I might have to find a photo and throw that in the mix too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eric has a really good point that the country jerseys for the Biloxi breakdown, I mean breakers, sorry, was they reminded him of the older picnic tablecloths. And
Yeah.
he's not wrong. They remind me of that guy. You guys remember the show Swamp People?
Oh yeah.
There was that guy, I think his name was Bruce. He always had like he was always double nipped up on a Tuesday morning with his suspenders on. Oh my god. And I love him. I'm not talking shit. Well, I'm talking shit, but I'm not talking shit. I love that guy. But those um unis reminded me so much of the guy from Swamp People. Like there was just gonna be the Landry guy coming and going, shoot him.
I see. I don't want to bounce around, but I did want to mention I saw in the comments from maybe it's Little Welch. They said Motor City told me that they plan to have something in place later this month. So
I hope
that'd be
so.
super cool if it's true. Everything we're saying tonight is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. You know, we don't want to be held accountable if we, you know, right now we're just kind of shooting the shit. So yeah, keep us posted. If you hear anything else on that, feel free to shoot us a message and we would love to help spread some info on that. And then I see Miss Shahela in the comments. Hey, girlfriend. Let's see, who else do we have? Oh, okay. Bingo's first responders jerseys were amazing, and David said that.
They were good. They were
Yeah.
good. I wish Bingo did more. I mean, y'all know me, I'm the Bingo fan, but I wish that we did more for specialty jerseys.
Yeah. It'd be cool, like maybe one home game a month was a specialty, you know, and then maybe fans could, I think they'd make some serious money in the auction. What's wrong?
Ricky.
What did Ricky?
I
Okay,
saw
hold
that
on. What did
too.
Ricky say? Oh yeah, Parker's
Hey,
sending his
Parker,
lawyer.
Oh
please
man.
Hey
do send this
Parker,
to your lawyer. Hey,
we know you're
girl,
watching, you little bastard. I hope you're
I
doing
got a
good.
whole empty spot on my wall for the cease and desist, baby. Please
Yeah,
send it.
we
Good
really do.
I've got
kidnapping.
all the space. Actually,
I
I'll put it right back there so you can watch it every time you watch.
do. Either of you guys have the Christmas gift
Yes.
nearby?
No.
I got it downstairs.
Please hold.
Bummer.
I'll go grab it.
Okay, well, while you were grabbing that, I know a lot of people have been around for, what was it? Marker Pascal is what, Fred, all these different names. If you don't know, you consider yourself lucky so that you don't have to go down that rabbit hole. I got a little tea. Well, I don't know about a little tea, but I'm kind of hearing through the grapevine that he may be popping back in, but not in the way that you think. I just think his name's going to be coming up in the near future, and maybe that means 6 months or 12 months, but I don't think it's the last we've heard of Parker Moskal. But I sent these for Christmas. Just absolutely had to. So I will let Aaron show.
Greatest mug ever.
Oh, nice. You guys both have them.
And the best mug shot the Fed's ever seen, baby.
Parker, I would have sent you one, but I didn't know your address. So if you want one, just shoot us a message or drop your address in the chat. So in the chat, my mom says, Annie, congratulations on your new home. Thank you, Mom. I love you so much and am eternally grateful for your support. You are absolutely the best mom. And I know we're doing updates, so quick update on me. Got to Virginia. I'm still in the Airbnb for a couple more, well, 4 more weeks. So I'll be between here and a hotel, so the background will be changing. So let me know what you like better, the stove or I don't know, the trash can. I'll have to get. I'm gonna have the studio set up once we get to the new house, so it's just gonna take like a few more weeks. So bear with us. But what's going on in y'all's lives?
Yeah. You go, Sam. You go.
You got the best start. Or
No, I got
Um,
chickens.
Chickens.
we'll get to those in a
I have
second.
wanted chickens since I was a kid. So disclaimer, they're not like at my house now, or else I'd probably have chicks in everybody's face right now. But it's a joint effort between my mom and I. We have a lot of land between where my mom works, which is family. It's a family business, it's family land. So It's joint between my mom and I. They're not with me 100% of the time. It's kind of like we're co-parenting chickens, I guess. But I'm very excited to have little fluffy nuggies running around that can provide me breakfast.
They're very cute.
Oh, they're so funny. Stay tuned for unhinged crazy chicken lady content.
Yes, follow Erin on TikTok, guys, because the first TikTok, I'll just give a little teaser. There's a big chicken swing, and that's like my favorite part.
Yes.
So if you want to see the chicken swing, you're gonna have to go check that out. So
I
Sam, what about
actually
you?
I have a house full. I got the daughter and the son-in-law and the grandson. They all kind of have moved in along with the son. So I got a house full, and I couldn't be happier.
Good, I love that.
He's such an awesome grandchild. The daughter's okay.
Hey, don't you talk about my hey like that.
Guys, drop in the chat if you have any questions. Now's the time. If you want to get to know us, you want to ask us. Let's see.
David Brown has a really great question. He asked how we all met and how did this podcast come to be?
Me and Sam have a funny story.
Yeah, you should definitely. You guys should
Um,
start with that part.
Okay, are we going like no holds bar on this episode? Are we just letting it all hang out there?
Hell yeah, up to you. I
And
have no shame.
Okay, so this is what happened. um, in the Columbus Arena, there's a lot of like different sections, and the 110 is right behind the penalty box, and just it's one of the chirpiest, rowdiest sections. And I'm like pretty new to hockey at this point, and this one guy, he was just being douchey. But now that I've been around hockey a while, I know he was just playing the damn game, and I was just a stupid like fan that did, I was just chirping at people just because you could yell mean shit in public and not get in trouble for it. So I'm like, excuse me. I'm like stepping on people trying to get over to this penalty box. And the guy, it's super funny too. I found out that one of my billets ended up playing with this guy years before. So I'm like telling him this story, and it turns out he knows him. And I won't say his name. He's not even in the league anymore, to my knowledge. But I was just like, F you. I mean, I did not look very classy, but I was like, F you, so and so, your name. And he turns and he does like the jerk off motion and like, throws something at me, which I proceed to catch and throw back at him. And it was kind of funny. And so, anyway, poor Sam and his family are sitting like right there watching all of this go down. Just like apologizing. I thought they were gonna think I was nuts, but they thought it was hilarious, and we've been friends ever since that night. And then
absolutely.
let's see, with Aaron, how did we? I don't just trash talk page or
So I had seen you guys like on the trash talk page. 10-minute obviously came about. David, I don't think you know this, but 10-minute misconduct came about long before me. There was a season or two, I think, that you guys did before Sam and I came along. Sam and I came along at the same time. But 10-minute misconduct had already been a thing. And they posted one day that they were looking for potential co-hosts or people to join the podcast. And I thought about it for probably a whole whopping 5, 10, 15 minutes and was like, yeah, I'm going to let them know that I think I'm interested. And it was kind of one of those like shot in the dark. Like, I just want to see I wanted to see what you guys, like what your guys' ideas were. There was another co-host at the time that's no longer here. And there was a couple other co-hosts that were a little bit more active back then that just due to different life circumstances aren't anymore. So it was just a lot of conversation of Sam. Just some different conversation about what you guys were looking for. Not even thinking that you guys would even respond to me, to be honest. And then they did. And I did a practice interview that I like thought was gonna be like the most serious interview ever, and then come to find out it was like one of Anna's billets.
Yeah, I was like,
So
interview him.
we interviewed one of Anna's billets, like totally not knowing that he was one of her billets. And I think it went really well. And here we are. So we met through that. But I mean, these guys are my family. I don't really have a lot of family. I do and I don't. But like these guys are my family. It's the craziest thing to me. Sometimes I think back and I think about how like I just responded to a Facebook question about, hey, would anybody be interested in joining the show? And it's like the best decision I've ever made.
Well, I'm glad that you responded, honestly, because it worked out great. And I know the fans may not know, but we talk every day, like
Mhm.
every single day. We have our group chat, and whether it is podcast related or Fed or hockey or just, hey, how's the family? Like we're all very much a part of each other's lives. And the I don't know, birth story of 10-minute misconduct was just me and some friends. We were just kind of, oh, we should start a podcast. That would be fun, blah, blah, blah. Well, then we had somebody that was like, well, I can produce it. And I was like, cool, I can host, and that person can, host. And we were just like, okay, let's try it. Let's just see how it goes. And it ended up being fun. And I absolutely love the crew that we have. I think it evolved over the first couple of seasons. And I want to give a shout out to our original producer. This person has been amazing, still very much a part of the team, in a different role currently. But just thank you so much. Without this person, this podcast never really would have been possible. So, I'm very grateful for that. And to our current producer, same thing. Like we couldn't do it without you, and we're super grateful for everything you do, because there's a lot of techie behind the scenes, creating the episodes, the channel, this, and there's a lot that goes into it. So, I know on here it doesn't look like, I don't want to say it doesn't look like much. It's just that we put a lot into this. It is a lot more
Mhm.
than, hey, let's sit down, and we're scheduling guests, we're looking at news, we're trying to stay up to date on what happened on this game, we're trying to bring you guys fights, and we like TikToks, and we really are trying to take something that we love and kind of share it with you guys. So for all our fans too, we truly appreciate seeing you guys. Like it feels really good when you guys like leave positive comments, and we like the constructive criticism on what we can do better, or if you have ideas. Like we are very open to kind of continue to evolve our show. So um, if you guys have any questions for us, drop them in the chat and we'll look over here, and now's the time. So
Well, real quick, there's a Dakota Richard. I believe I know who this is. How you doing?
hey, Dakota.
I'm gonna need to message a couple people. Another thing, the attendance this year.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
attendance this year. Some of these numbers, what we're getting, what we're seeing, are crazy, crazy good, crazy high.
Athens
And
and PD are not playing around. Their fans show up. They are
Mhm.
very close to breaking 100, I'm pretty sure, 100K. I think one of them may have done it this past weekend. No?
no, not
Did
yet.
anybody break it this past weekend? Because I know somebody was like right there.
Bingo is so far the only one that has broke 100,000.
Okay. I thought somebody was at like 98 or 99.
That is Monroe, but they didn't play home.
Oh, okay. So that's why I thought it was going to be.
Monroe
Okay.
at
Yeah, they
90,
show up too.
and then the next one after that, and this one blew my mind because they actually had the highest average attendance. Topeka.
Yeah. Their arena
They're
looks sick.
doing really great.
Mhm.
Come in first year, you got an attendance like that, and your team's doing quite well. And based off the numbers, I think they're making a first round playoff run too.
And speaking of Topeka, not only, I know we say it every time, but we absolutely love their logo. Little hint, our guest next week is from Topeka. If you think you might know it, drop it in the comments. But I'll let you guys know before the show's over who we got
Jack
next week.
Skeleton.
Yes.
It's always Halloween. That logo.
Ricky asked if we were ready to add a fourth member. So we're not ready to add a fourth member, but we have a fun idea. And I know we kind of talked about it, but not really talked about it. We want to bring Ricky on, guys, and we want him to just battle it out with any fans. We're going to set it up where we can have a couple fans kind of come and go and just debate Ricky on anything that is opposing Biloxi. He's going to tell you why you're wrong. So I think that's going to be a great episode.
Why Ricky thinks you're wrong.
Yeah. Ricky is a diehard Biloxi fan, and honestly, you have my respect for that. Win or lose, you're there for Biloxi, and I can appreciate a loyal diehard fan. I feel like that's me with the Lightning and the Dragons and the Rhinos. But it's been a tough season for you guys, so for you to still go as hard as you do sometimes, I admire that. So if you guys want to see that, give us some thumbs up or an emoji in the chat. So we were kind of thinking maybe doing it during playoffs because we don't really want to bother players during the playoff run. They have a lot on their plate, physically, mentally. There's travel, there's just a lot, and so we don't ever want to ask them to come on, or we might. We also don't want to ask anyone who from a team that's been eliminated because that kind of just you need a little time, to deal with that. So we don't want to be insulting either. So we might just let Ricky off his leash and let's see what he can do.
We got the ref shirts.
Yeah, we got the ref shirts ready.
And let us know, guys, if you like this style of show and you like us just pucking around talking shit on the internet, let us know. We can maybe work some more of these episodes in if that's something that people like to watch.
Yeah. Oh, and we have one more thing. It's still in the very early stages, but do you guys want to talk about maybe our summer project with channel number 2?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Seeing some hints.
So we're thinking about taking on another project and doing another podcast where we talk about conspiracy theories. I don't know, Anna, is it fair to say conspiracy theories and cryptids?
Yeah, all things conspiracy, cryptid, mythological, anything that you catch yourself on, a doom scrolling rabbit hole at 2 a.m. where you play, I'm just going to watch one more. Everything from Bigfoot to the giant tree theory. Did we land on the moon? I mean, just any theory that you can think of. But we also want to cover some of the newer ones. Maybe some of the things that people haven't heard of before as well. So yeah, we have not.
We've got to convince Anna's significant other to actively be afraid of the Appalachian lore, y'all.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second. Anybody that's from the mountains, but especially the areas of Appalachia, there's stuff out there. You don't acknowledge it. You don't talk about it. It just, if your doorbell rings at midnight, you don't answer that shit ever. And he's not convinced in any way, shape, or form that there's some shit out there. But now that we're in the Appalachian Mountains, we came from El Paso and New Mexico, where there's maybe 3 trees in the whole freaking county. But here, there's 3 bazillion trees outside. We have a herd of deer that is like absolutely tormenting. One of my dogs is convinced he's at war with them. I don't know what his problem is. I like the deer, but yeah, I don't want to go out there in the dark and kind of let him handle walking the dogs until we get our little mini farm. But he's over there just laughing. It's scary out there, guys. I don't care.
We are going to convince him that there's reason to be afraid of the dark and the woods and the things and the not woods and the not things in Appalachia. You do not get to live in Appalachia and not believe in Appalachian lore.
I feel like it's just gonna happen one day. He's just gonna come in and be like, "Bro,
It's gonna get his
Bigfoot
booty
was
hole
after me. I
smashed. That's
time
what's gonna
traveled.
happen.
A demon stole my tent." It's gonna be something freaking crazy, and I'm gonna be like, "I told you, dude. I told you."
Oh my gosh.
Birds or cameras? That is a good one. Okay, so hear me out.
Birds work for the bourgeoisie.
I was convinced when I was down in El Paso, these pigeons are, first of all, biggest pigeons I've ever seen. The pigeons in New York City didn't have shit on El Paso pigeons, and I was convinced that, I don't know if I'm 100% convinced, but it's funny to think about. I always, on the other side of the wall is Juarez, and it's a pretty rough area. And I just swore to God that these pigeons were like Juarez cartel pigeons because they didn't give a shit. I'm talking, I had to say, "Excuse me, sir," and go around them with my shopping cart. You know what I mean? They didn't care. I don't know. And Archie had an issue. My dog had an issue, a big issue with them too. He would chase them out of the yard, and Archie's all talk. I think he's a sweet boy. He's a big, goofy Great Dane, and I don't know, honestly. He tries to come off like a badass with the deer and the pigeons, but I feel like if he ever even got somewhat close, he'd be like, "I'm sorry, my bad, my bad, guys. Sorry about that."
I was just kidding, guys. I was just kidding.
But shout out to Eric on the birds with cameras, or birds are cameras. What do you guys think?
That is, I've never looked into it.
Only pigeons.
Just the pigeon.
Only
Okay, so
pigeons.
just a interesting.
Because you see a lot of other baby birds or even their eggs and stuff, but it's like, where do pigeons nest enough to actually lay eggs and stuff to hatch your baby pigeons? And then do you ever see them?
Okay, hear me out. So I lived in a very pigeon infested area. And we actually, this is crazy. We had these palm trees in El Paso, and okay, I don't know if it was like a dove or a pigeon. They kind of look the same, I guess, which sounds really weird, but do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's the gray ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this one was like brown though, but he looked like a pigeon. He fell out of his nest in my backyard this past summer, and John went out there and like literally captured him. He named him Doug, and he took care of him till he was like strong enough for about a week, and then put him back outside. And you know how it is, all the birds look the same. So we don't know. We think Doug like grew up and went to work for the cartel, but we're not 100% sure on that. But all I can say is I do know for a fact that if that was a pigeon, he came from that nest.
Oh my. See, I don't know. Sam, you got a point. You and Eric got me wondering now about the birds and the government, the bourgeoisie.
Yeah, wait till you see the videos where they have the it's kind of like the glitch in the Matrix. The birds are stuck in the air, or like you see like part of their mechanical wing or whatever. Some of it's a little convincing, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, not to get super political, but like you read some of the stuff that's in the Epstein files and it makes you kind of like thinking that birds might have cameras in their asshole isn't exactly the most far-fetched thing.
Allie, great question. I just want to make one more statement. I saw something, I want to say it was back during like the Cold War time frame, that the US was using cats to like spy on the Russian government. And I don't know if they had microphones, I think on their or their collars, but that's what they did. They like released a bunch of cats and they'd walk around like, I don't know if it was, Sam might know.
I want to say it was Project Acoustic Kitty, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my god.
Acoustic Kitty, that's such a good name for a freaking operation from the military.
So obvious, but yet it's like, wait, that can't be it. Something else completely different. What's this cat doing here? Oh, he's just hanging out.
9 lives.
Meow.
Yeah, can you imagine Goose is just listening in for like China? That would be so crazy.
We were wondering why there's so many kitties. Kill 'em all.
So Allie wants to know, if anybody doesn't know, Allie is the first person to ever ask the pineapple on pizza question, and we've kept it every week since I really think the very beginning. So where do you guys stand on your pineapple on pizza?
I don't mind it. It's not my go-to.
Do I really look like the kind of person that says no to many foods, like ever at all?
Well, I mean,
It's not.
you're in New York.
It's not my go-to. I am a New Yorker, and I did run a pizza station in a dining hall for 7 years. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think if it's done well, it could be better, but I think that when people do it, it's not done great. It needs more attention and care, not just thrown on with some freaking ham.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
and
I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum. It's not I don't hate it,
yeah.
but I don't love it, and I'm just not gonna yuck anyone's yum, I guess.
I had a billet that is what he always got, the Hawaiian with the pineapple and ham, and I don't really care for ham on pizza, and I'm not really a big fruit person, and I was always like giving him shit for it, and so I finally tried it, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was actually really good. But again, I'm like you guys, like it's not something I'm ever gonna order if it's just me getting pizza. My go-to pizza topping is mushrooms. Like I could just eat a cheese and mushroom pizza, and I am happy as a clam. But yeah, that's where we stand, Miss Allie. Where do you stand, actually? I don't think we've ever asked you. Can you drop in the chat? Give me a pineapple if you are for pineapple on pizza.
She's like,
I
I like
will tell
pineapple.
y'all, as a New Yorker and as a person who's had some goddamn good pizza in my life, I will kill for a good pickle pizza.
Pickle.
You pickle freaking pizza. There is more people are starting to do it. It's more seen now. But like before pickle was popular and everyone was doing pickle pizzas, there was one place that did it in my hometown, directly across from my high school, and it's the best pickle pizza ever. And I don't care if you don't like pickles, I think you would like that pickle pizza. But oh,
Hmm.
it's so freaking good.
Allie's giving us tons of pineapples in the chat. Yeah, John Garcia, he absolutely hates pickles, so he gave us a vomit in the chat. Pickle pizza,
I do not
I
trust
gotta.
people that don't like pickles. That's awful.
I think you guys are gonna have a little beef.
I don't trust you,
you're gonna
John.
have to deal it out.
Well, bye.
John's like, good, I'm finally rid of this woman.
Well, guys, I think we'll wrap up in about 5 minutes. We didn't want to not give you guys an episode. Kind of a little bit of a curveball tonight, so we just kind of rock and roll, go with the flow. So if there's anything you want to ask us, now's your chance. Promise we'll be honest.
I did see that Ricky said up here that AJ held his own against Amesbury. Sorry, I read that stupid. I did not see that, and I'm assuming by AJ you mean Schleppy.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I
But
thought
I did
Galante. I was like, I
not
can't believe
see
they
that.
fought.
I know, that's what I thought first too. Come on, Ricky, be specific here.
AJ Schlepp did get in a fight with Amesbury, and
We'll have to find the footage of that because I want to see it.
Yes.
God, you guys didn't see it?
Mm-mm. And I follow AMZ. You know, he's a really good friend of the show, and I'm kind of maybe I saw it and I didn't realize. Oh, wait, we're talking because he just moved up to the coast, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
so then yeah, no, I totally missed it. I want to know everything. Who won, Ricky? Wait, Ricky's biased. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, Ricky, your
I will
opinion.
say there were some punches thrown and stuff, but it wasn't the slugfest goon fight or anything. Schlepp obviously does have that reach on him, so he was keeping Amesbury.
Yeah, he's
more at
tall.
bay. or more at bay and stuff. So it's like it was okay.
Yeah.
I
These
really can't say who won or who didn't because they each got a few punches and that was about it.
Okay, so pretty even then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thoughts on Motor City Muskie's situation?
I haven't seen anything about that. I don't know
Yeah.
what that is.
Oh my God, Scott Brand, he posted about it. It's the Motor City Muskies joining the, God, it's a league.
APHL?
I think it's like the Michigan
Oh, is that the
Mm,
men's?
Hockey League thing,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. And I think that's the 8th team right now. So, I don't know how to feel about it because I haven't been following the league. I know just very, very little. And if I remember right, I want to say Pace had mentioned it at one point. Maybe that's where he was going to go and try to play for a little bit instead of the FPHL.
Yeah, I think he said he was going to play a few games up there in November, but other than that,
he
I, to
has
be honest,
been.
have no real like knowledge on the league, so I don't have anything to add.
Oh, so Lute said that they were terminated from the APHL and Scott Brand added them to the MIHL. Lute, I'm gonna have to look into this because it does sound interesting and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll look into it and
But
maybe give like a little update at the beginning of next week's episode. Um, Eric is going to start a war in the chat. He said the Anaheim Slime Ducks suck. But let me just tell you something real quick. Have you seen Dostal in net? Because he's freaking amazing. And mark my words, I said this the very first NHL game I saw him play. He stepped out on the ice, and I said in the first 2 minutes, this guy has it. He is something special, and he freaking is. Like,
he
I
is.
obviously am a diehard Bassy fan, and I can't even bring myself to put on Dostal's jersey because it feels like I'm cheating on him. You know what I mean? I just can't do it. But he's something awesome. And the Kings, are y'all making playoffs? I don't know. You have to let me know. I don't really follow a lot in that division. I'm gonna be honest. But and then you also said, where was it? I saw your. Oh, what barns do we want to go to? Like, what barns do we want to travel to?
If
So I
I had
have to
planned,
make it to Columbus. I've gotta go. I need a 110er night. Like that's gotta happen. But honestly, I think I need to go to a mall.
How about you, Sam?
yeah, I'm with Aaron. I'd want to go to all of them. I'll tell you, I do have a bottom of the barrel already.
Ooh,
For me, the bottom of the barrel would be Watertown.
it is
Essentially,
a very small, older arena.
only like not much there, and your seating capacity is what 750, 800.
Yeah,
Like
tops.
It's my favorite away barn though.
I
I'm,
heard their weather's
I'm
pretty brutal throughout the winter too. I know
Oh
Tenth
yeah,
Mountain is up
that's
there.
we don't travel like we would have made it to probably every a Watertown away game for bingo this year if the weather wasn't like literally deadly. Well, I'm also a baby. I'm not driving 3 hours from home in potential snowstorms, but that's the throughway, highway, whatever the freak you want to call it, to get to Watertown, like from here. If it's snow, they literally have gates that go across to be like, if that gate's closed, don't go around it. And if you do, you assume the risk. You will probably die.
Mm,
I
that's
It's
scary.
they got some of those in some Midwest towns and some Cascades up in the Cascades. They'll block off the passes and stuff. You go around it, like Aaron said, it's on you, bro.
Yeah.
yep.
So when I was doing that cross country drive here, I actually passed by the Monroe Arena, and it was like a Sunday morning, so I, didn't stop or anything. But I'm trying to think. The Bobcat's barn's like pretty close to where I live now, so I would love to go in there. And honestly, I'm not far from the Thunderbirds barn either. And as much as I want to go down, I'm gonna have to get a couple bodyguards because I'll be the first to say it. I've talked a lot of shit over the years, and I've calmed down. I've never actually like don't think I've really crossed the line, and I think I would be fine there. But I don't know. I think it'd be kind of fun to like kind of go undercover and just see, kind of get away with going to a whole game and not have one person call me a bitch. But honestly, I actually have a handful of friends from the Thunderbirds. Basically, I've met through the Trash Talk page over the years, and they've all been really cool. And I've even had a few offer to let me sit with them, and they'd be really cool about it. So I think that barn would be cool to visit just because it's close. And I think out of all the barns, I don't know. I hear really, really good things about Athens. I think I would want to go check out their barn.
I agree.
The one thing I do have to say about Carolina as well is, damn, Twin City, Pontiac, whatever. Their percentage for seating capacity, their percentage every game, it is absolutely mind blowing. Like they are usually 80 to 90% sellout capacity all the time. And a lot of other teams can't quite say that, that high. But then again, it's like, oh, their attendance, it's only like, 2,200. Well, they only sit 2,300, so almost the sellout.
Yeah.
I know
There
the
is
number.
a big gap in the different arenas, like we said, Watertown sits about 800, and then you've got a couple of barns that sit 8,200. I've heard some sit 10. So
Yeah,
What's the point of a 10K barn if you're only bringing in like
2,000.
1,000?
So Eric said that the Tender Chickens barn is fun as a Columbus fan. Maybe the weekend I end up going down to the Thunderbirds barn, maybe I'll make it on a weekend that Eric's there. And we can like kind of have each other's backs. You know what I mean? Kind of look out for each other. Yeah, Matraca's on the road. Okay, before we wrap up, I want to just give a shout out to Matraca Time. They're our sponsor. They take broken hockey sticks and make them into these super awesome noisemakers. They make great gifts and they're just fun to have for yourself. So if you have a broken stick or a player gave you a stick and it's not working, or you want to get even a gift for their parents or something, we're gonna roll the clip to Matraca Time and then we'll wrap up for the night.
Let's go!
I love that.
I do too. I love my Matracas. I probably have, oh gosh, probably, yeah, I think I have 6 or 7. But my favorite Matraca, and it's funny, I have so many, but I have one specific one. It's the only one I use. Maybe it's a superstition, but it's made up of 3 different billet sticks. And even though I've had way more billets than that, I do have a Matraca made from every single one of my billet sticks. But that one is kind of my Frankenstein one, and it's really special to me. So it's got like Manzi's goalie stick handle as my handle, and it's got Staples and I think Zarski. And I'm just so proud of all of them for different reasons. Like Zarski's playing D1 up at Brown. Staples has got his own place. He's working full time. He's doing great. And Manzi is kicking ass. Like he's just went into playoffs. He's doing amazing. I just love all my billets. They're all just great dudes. Their families are dope. So if you guys are watching, hi to you guys. Y'all are amazing. And if you guys have anything else,
Yeah. I'm looking at us. Sorry, the team. We're looking at trying to do a few hockey bingos during a specific game in the week.
yes.
We'll be definitely making a post about it, and then there's sort of speaking, a little bit of rules because you got to fill some stuff out, and there's also an actual format because you can't actually play bingo online with 10, 20 people and expect to have a single winner. So there's rules, sort of speaking, and there's a format of like a bingo, an X, the four corners, like they all are worth different values and stuff. So we're going to be kind of looking at doing that soon, and we're going to kind of have it first come first serve, and we want to kind of get people's inputs if they like it, if they don't, what we could do to kind of make it a little bit easier and funner.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It sounds really fun.
I love bingo.
And shout out to David. He said that sounds fun. Allie said, love y'all. Great episode. Thanks, girl. We love you too. We appreciate your support. And Erin, did you have anything else before we wrapped?
I do not. Feel
Okay,
free
well,
to continue to give us any constructive criticism like we asked for last week. We enjoy trying to make the best show possible.
all
Last
right,
question
guys.
for you two.
Okay, let's hear it.
What do you think has been the craziest penalty you have seen or you have heard of in the FPHL? Some of these are
There
going
was one recently, and I forgot which one it was. So I can't directly speak on it. But you know what I think is crazy? Freaking warm up violation.
the
And
pregame.
there's been a shit ton of them this year.
Mhm.
It's freaking warmies. What are you doing?
Let's see. How many of those have there been this year?
There was like 3 this weekend for like one team, I think.
10 this year so far.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the one that sticks out to me that I think was the most odd, I don't know what if these two players were beefing or if it was like a whole beef with the team, but you know how like it's kind of like respectful to let the home team leave the ice last, like or have the
Mm-hmm.
last guy step off the ice, and they
Mhm.
just wouldn't. And they stood there
Mm-hmm.
and stood there, and they would not leave the ice even after the team left the ice, and they ended up getting a delay of game. So they started on, I think it was like a 2-minute penalty or something, and I was super confused because I was like, "What the heck? I've never seen a puck drop where there's only like 4 guys on the ice." I was really confused, and they hadn't even announced yet that there was a penalty. So a lot of us were just like, "What the hell is going on?" And it wasn't until I read back on the website, like to figure out what the heck happened. Because it's funny as the fans, you don't always see like drama going down, especially if there's just 1 or 2 people out there and everyone's kind of like, oh, they're going in for their last few minutes before the puck drop. And I don't know, I guess I missed the beef, but that's probably one of the weirder things I've seen.
The two strangest, since I've been kind of keeping track with them, hair pulling.
Interesting.
Hair pulling was one, and then the other one was where'd you go?
Does it say who pulled the hair?
Banging boards with stick.
Wow, that's a
Okay.
reach. He just must have pissed that ref off or something.
So the hair pulling was actually committed last year. It was done down here in Columbus against Athens. It was an Athens player, and I'm trying to remember. I want to say it was one of 2 players. Rather, it was Gallant or it was Virgili. But that's the one that had the hair pulling.
You know, the hockey flow is super important, so you just don't really hear about the hair pull very often. Interesting.
And then yeah, that banging boards with stick was this year, and there's only been one of them. But yeah, it's like,
What team was that?
oh gosh.
I didn't know if maybe it said it. I was just curious. It's got to be somebody that pissed the ref off. Like they're that's a reach, unless they're like
the,
baseball swinging it.
because the players, every time a good fight or a good save, they did something, they banged their boards on the stick and stuff, kind of like celebration and stuff. You see it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Guys going into the box, sometimes they bang the stick or the
Out of
windows or
frustration, yeah.
something. And I've never heard or seen banging the boards or banging boards with the stick being a penalty.
That could be given out quite often in a barn I'm familiar with. There's been a lot of that this year where guys are getting mad and they're smashing their sticks.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta sympathize with the players. Honestly, I probably would do the same thing. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, if I was super frustrated and I had a stick in my hand and some hard ice or a board or a goalie net or whatever, I'd probably break a stick or two on purpose too.
For
To
sure.
be fair, I probably would.
So, but yeah, just thought I might share that little bit of knowledge with you.
Well, thank you,
There's been
Sam. You
0
always
hair
bring us the
pulling this
best.
year, by the way.
There's been 2?
There's been 0 this year.
Oh, 0. Okay. Well, who's gonna pull the hair? You think we'll get one by the end of the season, or you think that's one we'll see like every 5 or 6 years?
I think that's going to be probably as rare as a goalie fight or as rare as a goalie goal.
Imagine right now being the only guy that we know of in FPHL history to get a call for pulling hair. I would totally put that on a t-shirt. That guy pulled my hair.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so
You gotta put
I
and I
know
like
exactly
it.
when it
on there.
happened.
And I liked it.
But it wasn't during play. It wasn't in the middle of a play or anything. A couple guys, there was a slight scrum. They were down on the ground on the ice. Refs are trying to separate them and stuff. And that's when it happened. Is like as they were trying to separate, I think he had just reached down and was still mad and yanking his hair.
Dude,
So
does that give
it's
the
not
date
like
and
a break off.
timestamp?
Hmm?
Does it give the date and timestamp?
I can find out.
If so, we can go back and rip the footage, and we'll post it for anybody watching that wants to see it.
Yeah, it was last year, and I'll definitely have to. Oh, that's postseason. But yeah, I can find the game, and I can go and find out the time and stuff for sure.
Okay. And guys, keep an eye out for 10-minute bingo. We will keep you guys posted. We appreciate you, Sam, figuring that out because you demand with that. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap for the night. I appreciate you guys hanging with us. Again, sorry that, things don't always go as planned, but we will catch you guys back here next week. And as promised, I told you I would tell you our guest from Topeka Scarecrows is going to be goaltender Sammy Bernard. So join us next week and we'll have 2 Sams on the show and we'll see you guys then.
See you guys.